Folks, this is the last clip, but I'm going to post it first because I had such a hard time explaining what I had a hard time explaining what I was trying to explain. Period. That's it. And I do wish you'd watch all the video. Do it if you want to, don't if you want to, but just understand that I put my heart and soul in my words, in my actions, and if it don't come off very cool, then too bad. But anyway, try to go for it. I'm trying to explain. I'm trying to explain. That's all. Folks, this video should be interesting. I am going to try to sum up everything that I've learned about the uniface tool method. I just want to ramble. I like that word. I just learned that word lately. I like it. I'm going to ramble. If you get bored, then just go ahead and turn it off. Folks, the oldest art known is that which is carved in stone. And I want to get into that super heavy duty. I want to show and express the art, the things that I feel when I look at it. The reason I've said many times that the stones speak to me, well, but it's from the patterns of the creation of the art that is so intriguing. It wasn't exactly the way I wanted to put it out, but let me try again. Let me put that cigarette out. Maybe I'll quit. Anyway, a large stone was, well, I guess it depends on where you're at, what kind of stone is available, but so I can only talk about the stone that come off this hill in southwest Missouri. But I found proof that when these folks or somebody or a group of stone workers, because there's other things required in a village besides the stone tools. Oh, that's the major thing. Before steel or bronze or copper, thousands and thousands of years before that, tools were made out of stone. And it just wasn't haphazardly done. Over generations and practice and example, they just learned how to use every piece of the stone. And I feel very fortunate to have what I call the beginning of the tool making process, the stone, the largest stone. And the evidence of how it was split is on each one of these. From large ones all the way to where the stone gets smaller and smaller, and they're dealing with what I call the heart stone, or the core of the stone, and this can be turned into a bowl. I don't want to overtalk, because I just want to show you that I have found stones that prove the splitting method. Faceted little pieces that are even that large, that small, I mean. Pieces that show evidence of splitting. And you can call it the uniface tool method. The tools were uniface. Razor sharp edges are created when pieces are sliced off these stones. But that I can get back to. But I'm not trying to convince anybody that the uniface tool method was happening. It's evidence everywhere. But what I'm most concerned about is that these folks, for thousands of years, there was artists among them, just like there was basket makers and good fishermen. There was artists among them, and not all pieces that I have show a really, really good example of art, but many of them do. There's snakes and horses and okay. So what my rambling today is that, it's hard to ramble without trying to do this and that. But this is a fossilized, what I think is a ancient bison horn, fossilized horn. This is a fossilized infant mastodon skull. I'm looking at the bottom right now where there was the tusk. The two tusks came out right there. And this mastodon skull is covered with art and symbols, ancient color. And it's the art that I want to talk about. I really don't want to keep pushing the idea of, hey, look, I know how the stones were split up, because I'm more interested in showing the art of these ancient people. This is a really good example. This was a cave lion crawling up the back of a baby elephant. That's the cave lion, and that's the baby elephant right there. And it has other images on it. And when it's turned over, it shows that image of a horse. But that's just one example of the art that I want to examine real well. And I guess that's where I want to go with this. There's so much to say. There's so much to show. It's almost overwhelming when I look really deep into the stone for the image. I mean, to really look deep into a stone, I can see that their art was just unbelievable. Micro carvings, whole scenery, stories. Yes, that's what I'm trying to be open enough in my mind to accept the stories that I see on the stone and put those patterns together. Folks, that's my thing. Patterns is my thing. I've dedicated this research to the stone art that has extinct animals on them. That, not all, but some animals that went extinct over 10,000 years ago. Well, that's kind of my rant. So I'll see how that works out. I get to show off my mosaics just a little bit. There's a duck. There is something I made. There's something I made. Well, I made all this. We repair broken pottery, so we get a lot of dishes and stuff that we can just break up and tumble, take off all sharp edges, and then I can make stuff out of the shards. I would like to tell the story about that one sometime. It's not anything you may... It's art. My art. And that was no violin. I covered the violin with mosaics, but the first person that saw it thought it was so cool that I felt guilty about not giving it to them. And they took it. I don't care. I get another violin, I'll make another one. I just want to pause. Well, here's another. These are some glass shards that I'm waiting for a really good idea. But I tumble them so that there's no sharp edges, and I can work with the glass or this or pottery or whatever. And but back to the rock art. I find lots of cores. I mean, here's a couple that I picked up lately, and I'll clean those up. But the ones that really interest me a lot are the ones that I can find a tool purpose. And this is a crescent-shaped cutting edge. And that's the only tool purpose on it. And it's like a two-handed draw knife. It's a stone tool, I would think. But these kind really intrigue me. And that one's really dirty. And here's another one. It shows a tool somewhere. No. Some of these stones just do not really have a tool purpose. That's why I think making art from this stone was just normal practice. I mean, it was a thing. I mean, the villages must have been filled with art and color. These are so old that most of the color is gone. It's overwhelming. I mean, it is overwhelming. And that so much art can be found in one place. I don't know. It's overwhelming. But I'm going to try my best in the next few videos to not be overwhelmed, to try to examine the art and try to make sense out of the why. Or, well, you know what I mean. One of the whys is why haven't archaeology, why don't they talk about the art? Do they actually not see it? I mean, do they? Anyway, I get rambling and stuff. I just gotta stick to business. My business is trying to find out why and what and why is there so much art on these old stone tools. They're on tools. The art is on tools. The stone was the tool. And they prettied them up. I think that's awesome. Bye for now. Folks, sometimes it's hard for me to put my thoughts to words. So, when looking at rock art, there's many things to focus on and to allow the mind to wander. So what I want to do today is just let my mind wonder, what did these folks, how did they spend their evening? I mean, we got TV and we got a lot of distractions and stuff like that. But, okay, let me say, I found this stone on my birthday in 2022, and it has been a special stone to me. It had a human face on it, and it looks like the fellow's wearing the horns of a ram. And since I'm an Aries, and I found that on my birthday, it just is special to me, period. But besides that, it said something to me about what these folks did in the evening. They weren't out roaming through the woods or nothing, because there's animals out there would eat them up. And I feel that one of the biggest observations they had was the night sky. So I just want to venture down that path for a while and ask myself, how do they relate the night sky, the stars, the moon, and all that to their living? What I'm saying is, I want to try to associate the art today. I mean, this is just one path. I want to try to associate the art today with the night sky and see if I can see an association of the constellations. For instance, now I may be just dreaming out a bucket, but I feel like, was it someone else that was born during the sign of the ram in the sky? I don't know. But I don't want to just go for, oh, this is pretty, this is cool, this is an animal, this is a fish, this is whatever. I want to try to associate, for instance, the fish, the Pisces, I just want to see if there's any association with stone carvings that has something that will tell me something about what they think, what they thought when they viewed the night sky. Okay, let me give it a whirl.